Okay, it is about time. Good morning, everyone. My name is Han-Wen Chen, and welcome to today's webinar. I'm from Technical Training Center of the SolaX Power, and we recently launched the ELIO and trainer for industrial and commercial energy storage solutions. As you all know, SolaX Power has long been an expert in residential energy storage systems, and we are known and trusted for our hybrid inverter. Today, I want to introduce this ELIO is used of the hybrid inverter plus battery composed of the industrial and commercial energy storage system. Can be said to a collection of many of our advantage in your product. The ELIO will be available in 4 different power models: 49.9 kilowatts for Japan, 61 kilowatts for Italy, and 50 kilowatts and 60 kilowatts for global market. Today, we will focus on the introduction of the ELIO at 50 kilowatts rated power. The ELIO in the 60 kilowatts range will be available in the near future. Okay, so first let's briefly introduce the naming role of the ELIO. You can see that there are some of the things after the ELIO. For example, like the pvsolarstore and the B100. P represents power, B represents 100. So today's topic would be about the 50 kilowatts rated power of the ELIO with the 100 kilowatts hour battery capacities and 200 kilowatts hour battery capacity. And yes, we can start now. But before that, I need to notice something. If you have any question during the webinar, please do not hesitate to type them on the question box, and our staff will help you to solve this problem immediately. And after the end of the webinar, I will also give you another 10 minutes to ask some other questions, and we should have a good time here. And let's start. Today's webinar will be divided into the following sections. First, I will give you a brief introduction to the ELIO solutions in field of the commercial and industrial scenario, including its cooling method, all-in-one solution, standalone solution, long-duration energy storage solution, split system, and so on. And I will use a slide to cover the ELIO system. In the second part, I will introduce the key features of the ELIO and summarize the advantage of the ELIO to you. In the third part, I will introduce the various application scenarios of ELIO so that you can understand the comprehension usage of the ELIO. In the first part, customer in the commercial and industrial scenario will pay special attention to the operation and the main efficiency of the energy storage system to ensure the long-term operations of the plant. So in this part, I will introduce the SolaX Power Service Port for operation and maintenance. And the final section is about the ELIO datasheet, which can also be found as the PDF files on the webinar platform. Okay, so let's talk about the cooling method for the ELIO first. There are 2 main cooling methods for commercial and industrial storage system on the market. One is air cooling and another one is liquid cooling. For the ELIO, it's only used the air cooling system, and it means that the ELIO would have an air conditioner on the front side of the cabinet, like this. And the air conditioner will ensure that the system will always work in a suitable temperature, avoid the system failures or the system loss due to too cold or too hot temperature. For the ELIO all-in-one system, we also have two different kinds of the cabinets. 100 kilowatts hour standalone cabinet and the 200 kilowatts hour one. ELIO integrate a EMS 1000, UPS, battery system, digital screen, virus sensors, and some other device in the cabinet. Since the hybrid inverter have a IP65 protection class, so we designed it placed at the right side of the cabinet. And this design can also help to protect the hybrid inverter while there's some emergency happened in the cabinet. The cabinet can protect the battery well and realize the remote setting and the remote monitoring by itself. In this position on the front of the cabinet, at here, we designed a 7-inch display. Here the customer can have a direct view and easy control of the system. Okay, and let's go on. Since ELIO has two separate battery ports, we offer our customer a variety of the battery solution ranging from 100 kilowatts hour to 400 kilowatts hour. 100 kilowatts hour means just use the 100 kilowatts hours the battery cabinet, and 400 kilowatts hour means that it can use 200 kilowatts battery cabinet to form a 400 kilowatts hour, the whole system capacity. And you can combine the ELIO directly with two battery cabinets of any capacities to form a standalone solution. Two battery ports do not need to be connected to the same number of the battery. So for the ELIO, the 300 is also okay. This slide shows the ELIO's battery expansion solution in detail. For off-grid working hours of only 2 hours and 4 hours, customer can directly purchase the ELIO P50 B100 or ELIO's P50 B200. For customers who have purchased the 100 kilowatts hour ELIO system and want to expand the system, the solution is available in parallel with the ELIO B100 or ELIO B200. Enable the system to operate independently in the EPS mode for up to 4 or 6 hours. Of course, for larger system capacity requirements, EPS operating times of up to 8 hours can also be achieved by parallel in ELIO's P50 B200 and ELIO B200, like here. For the customer want to cost less on the commercial and industrial energy storage system, we also provide them with the ELIO split system. The customer can just buy the hybrid inverter and the 7 to 28 units of the battery according to the demand to realize the system. Under this condition, the customer need to figure out how to achieve the battery protection and the temperature control. Since the cabinets have 4+1 safety design, split solution is more suitable for a customer who have a stable and suitable environment for the battery. And the split system can also realize the remote control and the remote monitoring. If you want to do that, you need to buy a EMS 1000 or a pocket Wi-Fi with the inverter to let your data can be transferred to the cloud. Okay, this page have a very nice conclusion of the ELIO. First, let's start by the virus application scenario of it. First one is the microgrid supported. Just like many of our hybrid inverter, the ELIO system can be compatible with the most kind of three-phase on-grid inverter on the market to form a microgrid system. Under this situation, the ELIO will work as the grid for a on-grid inverter. So even in the off-grid situation, the PV connected with the three-phase on-grid inverter would not be waste. It can still offer the energies to the EPS port of the ELIO to supply the power to the loads or the battery in the ELIO. And what's more, our ELIO also support to realize the VPP dispatch. If someone wants to build a small plant to have many ELIO to sell the electricity to some others plant, we have the relevant functions to support that. And ELIO are very suitable to use in some scenario like the warehouse, factory, and more. And it can also use in the scenario as the charging station with some EV charger. Okay, and what next? The ELIO have a superior capacity since we use the 280 amp hour LFP battery. And I need to notice that the LFP battery is one of the most safest battery in this world. And the 280 amp hour is really large when we compared the cell to some other product. So it will create more heat than other product. And that's the reason why we use the air cooling module at here. And for the ELIO, we have an air conditioner here, and it will make the cell temperature difference within 8 degrees centigrade. And for a single ELIO cabinet, it would support up to 200 kilowatts hour capacity. But if you parallel so many ELIO together, the whole system capacity can be expandable to megawatts hour. For the ELIO, as you can see, it has an all-in-one design, so the installation of it will be very fast and simple. And after you buy it, our after-sales teams and our technical support will also offer our customer with the effortless OEM. And what's more, it's also very safety if you choose to use the ELIO, since we have the 4+1 safety design, and I will introduce this part later in detail, since we have made several slides for it. And what's more, let's talk about something about the inverter. And that's the part we most pride of, because we're really good at to make the hybrid inverter. For it, we have 110 overloading ability. So that means when you buy a 60 kilowatts ELIO, actually you can connect the 66 kilowatts load on the EPS port of it. And what's more, it has 6 MPPT, and each one support 200% oversizing, and each MPPT have a maximum input current as the 40 amp, and 6 MPPT is more than the most product in this market. So that means we also offer our customer with more PV panel choice. What's next is the low starting voltage. Our ELIO startup voltage is about 180 watts. So that means our ELIO can work very early every morning, and also have a longer working time when it's compared to some others. Since the hybrid inverter have the EPS mode, we can realize the 10 milliseconds on-grid or off-grid switching. And it also have the 150% of the three-phase unbalanced output. It can support SVG, so that means it can maintain the stability of the grid in the evening, and it also have the dual battery DC port. So the single AELIO hybrid inverter can connect with up to 400 kilowatts capacity. What next is the intelligent energy management of the AELIO. In each AELIO cabinet, we have the EMS and the BMS. EMS means that the energy management system will be at here, and it will control all the sensors and every modules in this cabinet to detect everything and report the status of the system to the cloud. And the BMS is the battery management system, and it will make a good management of the battery to ensure all the battery work in safe status and work normally. And we also designed the SolaX Cloud and on both the website and app on phones to our customer. I need to notice that the SolaX Cloud platform for the AELIO and Trina are totally different from the others inverters app, so it would be much better. With the EMS 1000, our customer can also realize the smart schedule or the smart thing, and the whole cabinet can store every 1 second data in itself, and the local data retention can be stored up to 1 year. So that means even some data on the cloud is lost due to any kind of reason, our customer do not need to worry about they cannot find the data anymore, because we have a very large ability to store the data in the AELIO. And what next is about some scenario the AELIO can work in, such as farms, the factories and malls, charging station, and Iceland microgrid. So you can think that the AELIO is designed for the industrial and commercial scenario. And after that, I will talk about some categories of AELIO. First is the fast and simple installation. It's very easy to understand since our AELIO are only when you buy an AELIO, the only part you need to connect is the grid port of it, the EPS port of it, and to configure the network with the 7-inch screen on the front side of the AELIO. So all the wiring would be very, very easy for everyone. And it also have quick connectors, since when the grid have some problems and the whole system is switched to the off-grid status, all the loads connect with the AELIO can still be work normally. So our customer need not to worry about that. And it also have the wireless network, means the AELIO can be paralleled with wireless bridge to access the network fast. And the configuration of the AELIO are also very easy. The customer just can do everything with the touch screen, and it can also realize them on the SolaX Cloud when they use the laptop or phone. And what's more is great abilities to hold the DC input current. For HMPPT, the AELIOs can support up to 40 amp. and so that means the AELIO can be compatible with more than 800 PV panel companies in this world, and people do not to worry about the when you buy the AELIO, and if you have some PV already, they cannot work together. What's more, the AELIO, since I've talked about the AELIO have 6 MPP, and the other company mostly only have less than 4 MPP. So that means we give our customer more choice for their PV system. And yes, 200% PV oversizing and 100% AC overloading. 200% PV oversizing means that if you buy a 50 kilowatts AELIO, and you can connect 100 kilowatts of the PV system with it, and when the PV panel is supplied 100 kilowatts to the AELIO system, 50 kilowatts will be used to charge the battery, and another 50 kilowatts would be used to supply the loads. So that means although the system you buy is a 50 kilowatts system, but actually it would perform like you have bought a 100 kilowatt system. And AELIO has also a strong ability to against the unstable grid. First, if you use the AELIO, you have no worries for the power breakdown, since it has the EPS function, so it can switch the emergency supply within 10 milliseconds. And it also supports a microgrid, just what I've said. So the string inverter in the microgrid system can still be used even in off-grid status. And if a customer wants to use the generator to power the load connected with the AELIO, we also offer a solution with the AELIO and the generator. The customer just need to use the external ATS to realize it. Okay, and the next is about the three-phase unbalanced output. And for the AELIO, it have ability of the 150 three-phase unbalanced output. That means if inverter do not have this function, and someone connect with the single phase the loads to any phase of it, and the load need to cost 30 kilowatts, even the inverter can produce the 30 kilowatts energy, but each of the phase can only output 10 kilowatts. So for this kind of inverter, they have no choice but to buy another 20 kilowatts from the grid, and that will let him to cost some money due to that. But for our AELIO inverter who have a three-phase unbalanced output, that means it have abilities to just output the 30 kilowatts power to any phase of it, and 150 is get from the 30 over 20. Since for 60 kilowatts AELIO, each phase normally can only output 20 kilowatts, but for our AELIO, each one can support up to 30 kilowatts. And our AELIO system are flexible and expandable, or as our customer need. I need to notice, if you buy a combiner box, our AELIO system support a maximum of 10 units in parallel. But if you do not want to buy a combiner box, we can still support 3 AELIOs to be connected in parallel. And so that means if the customers maybe buy 2 or 3 AELIO at first, but after some time we want to expand both the power and the battery capacity of a system. We can we can also support them expandable function, and they just need to buy a combiner box. Okay, what's more, the AELIO have a robust safety guards maximize the energy, and since I have referred to the LFP battery have a higher energy density, and our AELIO has a larger capacity with 200 amp hour, 280 amp hour, and 200 kilowatts hour standalone capacity. Our AELIO can also realize the cell level real-time monitoring. That means it can remote view the voltage, currents, temperature, SOC, daily production, and historical data at any time from our SolaX Cloud. And they can also do the remote setting by it. So that means at any time, only if our customer bring a laptop or the cell phone with it, he can detect the AELIO system very easily. And the AELIO also have an advanced battery management unit. We have developed and produced every battery by ourselves, and our BMU system can embrace the advanced hazards detection and the earliest protection to enhance the battery system. Yes, and what's more, this is the important point of today's webinar. Is about AELIO 4+1 safety design. The first protection level is we use the many sensors to realize the real-time monitoring, and the BMS will collect all the data from these sensors, and if he found any kind of sensors have some abnormal data, it will let alarm to output some voice to notice our customer to solve the problems immediately, and the screen will also to show the reasons of the problem, and our SolaX Cloud will also notice our customer to deal with the abnormal status. And the level 2 is the breaking designed for several faults. The distribution box is immediately disconnected from the battery, and the PCS and the external power supply are also immediately disconnected. Our system accurately identifies serious faults and automatically disconnect the circuit to reduce losses. It will read the system data of the first 10 seconds and the last 6 seconds of the system failure to quickly determine the cause of the failure. And if the first 2 protection are not work, if the situation is still out of control, the system will use the aerosol to quickly extinguish the fire, and the safety officer or the firefighters can also connect their water pipe and turn on the water pump to prevent the further spread of the fire. And we have a port of the water pipe at the back side of the cabinet. And during this period, if fire is cannot to stop immediately, our cabinets have a safety designed to ensure the bulkhead capable of enduring fire for 1.5 hours. So that means our cabinet can help to stop the spreading of the fire. And during this period, the customer can have more time to think about how to deal with these problems and whether he want to connect the water pipe to stop the thing or just use the aerosol to stop the fire. So that means the AELIO and this special design for the cabinets also means that the AELIO system can be used in many scenarios such as desert, ice and snow, storm and thunderstorm, or the high authority. And what's more, we also have a +1 safety design. That means each battery module have an internal aerosol in it. So that means the battery pack is equipped with the multiple temperature sample points. And when the temperature of the battery cell become too high, the aerosol fire protection can be initialized for the individual battery package. So after use the aerosols, only this battery cannot be used anymore. Only the things the customer need to do is to replace it to another one, and all the rest of the system can still work normally. And this design can help us to reduce their loss if some emergency happen. And each battery system would have a BMS. Then the BMS will help the system to monitor the status of the fire protection module and report it to the EMS quickly. The EMS will, and if there's something abnormal, the EMS will inform the customer via the web app or the SMS. And what next? Let's talk about intelligent energy management of the AELIO. It uses the EMS 1000, but not the data hub. And the first function is the smart schedule. Smart schedule is a function based on the deep learning module, and due to the weather forecasting, usage habits, and the electricity price in the local area, the deep learning model will help our users to make a plan which is suitable to use in his AELIO system. And this can also bring some benefits to our users and increase the efficiency of the whole system. And what next? We also have the time of use function. And our company, the TOUs can set the work mode for each hour of the day. For the AELIO, it can even set the half hour of the day. And it can, of course, it is 7 days a week setting. And you can also to set a regular plan and let it to repeat every week. There are 5 work modes to choose from, which are the self-use, battery off, peak shaving, charging, and discharging. And we also recommend our installer can do the relevant things for our customer, since it can help our customer to realize the better system efficiency. And it can also help us customer to earn or save some money. And I would use the supermarket scenario for example of the time of use. The customer can, due to their local electricity price or the usage situation of them, to do such design for the time of use. And you can see that on the weekends, they just turn the battery off, and in the regular day they can also make a different design for the different situations on different days. And by setting different work modes for the opening and the closing time of use functions enable shopping malls to save electricity. during peak hours during working days. And what next is about the smart thing. It can also be realized by the EMS 1000. In an easy word, the smart thing is only need our customer to set two things. One is if, one is then. If means what you set, and then means what you get. So when after the setting, the EMS will, according to the data from every modules of the system, to detect whether the system should work as the order in then condition. And this is a very good example for it. In a charging station scenario, you can see the if condition, like if the weather is raining and the electricity price is less than 0.3 euro, the whole system will switch to a charging mode. And if the time is 10 p.m. now and the electricity price is over 0.6 euro, and so that means the electricity price is abnormal high in this area, and the system can also turn off their EV charger automatically. And what next is about the VPP dispatch. Since our AELIO support for the API or the IEEE 2030.5 and the Open ADR protocol, so that means our AELIOs can easily integrate with the VPP operation platform, and since that it can make some training with some other plants, and it would bring some benefits to the owner of the AELIO. And what's next is some application system for the AELIO. First one is the common load scenario. You can see that this is a simple system. The PV system connect with AELIO, and it have a communication with the SolaX Cloud. It uses the meter CT to detect the status of the grid, and all the EPS load and common load are connected with the EPS port of the AELIO. This is a normal system for the customer who have a new factory, and they can just use this solution. And if they want to have a larger battery capacity, they can also buy another battery cabinet to connect with another battery port of the hybrid inverter. And what next? If a customer want to buy a higher rated power and a larger battery capacity system, they can choose to buy many AELIO and connect them in parallel. All the rest things are very similar, but the only difference is that we will have a combiner box set here. It would be a must if you have more than 3 AELIO, and the combiner box will help the whole system to arrange the power, and still all the EPS loads can work normally under this kind of situation. And yes, what next is the microgrid system. So for the scenario, the customer have buy some on-grid inverter firstly, and now they want to use another system to expand their system battery capacity. They can choose the microgrid system, and under this kind of situation, the AELIO would work as the grid of the three-phase on-grid inverter. And under this kind of situation, even there is even there it is in off-grid status, the three-phase on-grid inverter can still supply the power to the AELIO, and the AELIO can use this power to charge its battery or just use it for some EPS load. So that will help us, the customer, to deal with more kind of situation. And since I've talked about our AELIO can using the scenario of a charging station, and so it will be compatible with our EV charger. And if you just use some others, the company's EV charger is also okay. Since under this kind of system, the EV charger would work as a load in this system, and the AELIO can support enough power for many EV chargers, and the rest of them would be given from the grid. And yes, what's next? Let me introduce about our operation and maintenance for our customer. Since we have the EMS 1000 in the AELIO, so the whole system can realize the remote control and the remote upgrade. So when the customer face any kind of problem, our after sales team would monitor the data of the customer's AELIO system, and we will find out the problems very quickly and help them to do the OTA upgrade every limit period. And for our customer, they can also do the wireless control by their application or website. Since we have the SolaX Cloud, it is the one-stop power management platform. So the AELIO would send to the real-time data to the AELIO to the SolaX Cloud every 10 seconds. And I need to notice that this 10-second real-time data package can contain 10 every second data, and so that would help the system to reflect to the problems more in time. And it can also offer some other information such as consumption monitoring, and since that here you can find our SolaX Cloud have a really good interface, and you can also view many kind of data in a graph, which will make you to know your system better. And the applications are available on both the Google Play and the Apple App Store. Since we have a technical support teams and the sales team in every corner of this world, so we can provide a global service support in professional, and all our products are self-developed and self-manufactured by our company, so we can help you to repair them, and in some cases maybe in place some modules very easily. And if some customer face some serious problem, or if some of customers want to have some special design for their system, our R&D team will also help them to change our setting and the design of the product. And you can trust us for high quality product and service. And if you become a customer of us, please do not hesitate to give us any requirements, and we will maintain you. Okay, so this is the page to make a conclusion of the AELIO, and it marks some important technical data of it, and we can have a brief review of the AELIO. The AELIO can realize 1 hour installation. It uses the LFP battery cells, and it has the 280 amp hour. When you want to parallel the AELIO, it support up to 10 units, but please do not forget to use the combiner box. For the air conditioner, the whole system can make sure the cell temperature difference is within 10 degrees centigrade, and it can also have a 153 phase unbalanced output. It has 110 overloading, and so means every 50 kilowatts the AELIO can supply the 55 kilowatts load. It has the function of TOU or smart sync or smart schedule. It has 6 MPPT, into more than any other company. The local data can be stored up to 1 year. It has a good MPPT function and a good and the 150 is overloading. The HMPPT support up to 14 amp input current, and the switching time is within 10 milliseconds. It can also stop the fire spreading for about 1.5 hours. Yes, so that's mainly everything about today's webinar, and there are some technical parameters. And if you're interested about it, you can see that in the GoToWebinar platform, I also show the PDF of our datasheet of AELIO in it. And yes, so that's the mainly everything of today's webinar. But before you leave, please leave some feedback due to scan this QR code, and this would help us to improve our work in the future. So that's everything about today's webinar. Thank you so much. Wish you have a good day. Bye bye.